then he worked over the shoulder of Foreman.
Why does it make you emotional? Is it talking about him or the relation to you?
Ali's a giant. There's no way other fighters can match him. He'll die for this shit. He'll die. I'm not gonna die for this. Ali's a savage. He's an animal. He's a different breed of person. He's not like us.
The greatest man I ever met. To say he was the greatest boxer is a put down. He was bigger than boxing. And you describe him, I got into the ring with him, didn't have the best power, the best anything, but his presence. You got in the ring with him and you knew.
I mean, he's a man that followed up, meaning that if he said he could do something, he would do it. Ali was the one that when he said something, he backed it up. Because he said he was the greatest, and it was amazing. Just the word "you the greatest" that means that you the best, and I wanted to be the best, and I thought to be like Ali.
Knees are jelly. Oh, what a right hand! It's all over. Muhammad Ali has beaten.
You think you know what fear looks like in boxing? Ask Mike Tyson. Ask George Foreman. Ask Joe Frazier. These are men who walked through fire, who broke other fighters in body and in spirit. And every single one of them said the same thing about one man. Foreman, after throwing the hardest punch of his life into Muhammad Ali's body, heard Ali whisper, "Is that all you got, George?" That moment did not just end a fight. It revealed something terrifying about a man the world called the greatest. So what exactly made Muhammad Ali so frightening? Let's find out. Before the stories, look at the facts. Muhammad Ali fought 61 professional bouts, won 56 of them, and 37 of those wins came by knockout. He was undefeated across 29 consecutive fights from 1960 to 1967, before the government stripped him of everything. He remains the only fighter in history to win the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world 3 separate times. But the statistics that truly explain his danger are the physical ones. In 1969, scientists used an omegascope to measure Ali's jab. It traveled 16.5 inches in 4/100ths of a second. That is roughly the time it takes to blink. No human reflex can defend against that. His punching force was measured at approximately 1,000 pounds of pressure per strike. Over his entire career, he absorbed an estimated 29,000 punches to the head and body and kept fighting. Perhaps most astonishing, Ali's hand speed was 25% faster than Sugar Ray Robinson, a legend who competed at a weight class 50 pounds lighter than Ali. That kind of speed in a heavyweight body is not normal. It is not supposed to exist. Mike Tyson said in 2019, Ali is a beast, a completely different kind of animal. Nobody could touch him. On October 1st, 1975, Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier met for the 3rd time in Manila, the Philippines. The temperature inside the arena exceeded 120 degrees Fahrenheit. What happened that night was not a boxing match. It was a war of survival. Before the fight, Ali had pushed the hatred to its absolute limit. He called Frazier a gorilla and an Uncle Tom, words so cutting that Frazier swore he would kill Ali on that canvas. That psychological attack was not random. Ali wanted Frazier blinded by rage, and it worked. By the 10th round, Ali told his corner, "This is the closest thing to dying I have ever known." He said it, and then he kept fighting. In rounds 13 and 14, Ali unleashed combinations so precise that he knocked Frazier's mouthpiece into the crowd. Both of Frazier's eyes had swollen nearly shut. He could barely see. Trainer Eddie Futch stopped the fight before the 15th round to save Frazier's life. Ali collapsed on the canvas from exhaustion the moment it was over. Joe Frazier later wrote in his autobiography, "I hit him with punches that would have knocked down walls. He took every single one and kept standing. God is my witness, he was a greater fighter than I ever imagined. He was a true demon inside that ring." Eddie Futch said in 2015, "When I looked at Ali in round 14, he looked like a ghost releasing his final fury. Nobody should have been able to endure what both of them went through that day." In 1974, George Foreman was not just the heavyweight champion of the world. He was a destroyer. He had dismantled Joe Frazier and Ken Norton, Two men who had already beaten Ali in a combined total of 4 rounds. Every expert, every analyst, every cornerman believed Foreman would kill Muhammad Ali in Kinshasa, Zaire. The fight was not supposed to be a contest. It was supposed to be an execution. Ali had a different plan. Instead of moving and running as everyone expected, he leaned back against the ropes, covered his head and body, and absorbed round after round of Foreman's heaviest punches directly into his arms and torso. The strategy was called rope-a-dope, and it looked like suicide. But while Foreman pounded away, Ali whispered into his ear between exchanges, "Is that all you got, George? They told me you could punch. Hit me harder. That's everything you have?" Foreman recalled the moment everything collapsed in an interview from 1996. "I threw the hardest punch I had into his ribs. I saw him wince in pain. Then he looked straight into my eyes. That look said, 'I will not go down.' By round 7, I was completely empty." Ali whispered, "Is that all?" At that moment, I knew I had lost. He was not a man. He was something I could not understand. In round 8, with Foreman exhausted and defenseless, Ali unleashed a sharp combination and put him on the canvas. Foreman told CBS in 2016, "I was robbed in the jungle. Ali made you feel small even while you were hitting him." In 1967, Muhammad Ali was 25 years old and at the absolute peak of his physical powers. The United States of America called him to serve in the military and fight in Vietnam. He refused. The consequences were immediate and severe. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison, fined $10,000, stripped of his boxing license, and stripped of his heavyweight championship. He lost everything overnight. Ali did not flinch. He stood in front of the cameras and said, "My conscience won't let me go shoot my brother, or some darker people, or some poor, hungry people in the mud for big, powerful America. They never called me nigger. They never lynched me. They never put dogs on me. Why would I go and shoot them?" He accepted a ban from boxing that lasted 3.5 years, the most physically valuable years of any fighter's career, rather than betray what he believed. Mike Tyson reflected on that decision. "I can be a tough guy, but I honestly don't know if I could sacrifice my entire career and my freedom for a belief the way he did." Ali was willing to die for it. He was a giant in spirit. The refusal transformed Ali from a boxing champion into something far more threatening. A man with absolutely nothing left to lose except his honor. In 1990, as the world stood on the edge of the Gulf War, Muhammad Ali boarded a plane to Baghdad, Iraq. He was 48 years old. Parkinson's disease had already taken a severe hold on his body. His hands trembled. His speech was slow and difficult. The United States government warned against the trip. His own family begged him not to go. He went anyway. Ali's mission was to meet Saddam Hussein directly and negotiate the release of 15 American hostages being held in Iraq. He arrived with no army, no diplomatic title, and no guarantee of his own safety. For several days, he waited in Baghdad without access to his Parkinson's medication. During that time, he visited mosques and schools across the city, quietly building public pressure from the inside. Saddam Hussein released all 15 hostages shortly after meeting with Ali. One of the freed hostages, Harry Brill Edwards, described the moment he saw Ali. He was standing there, shaking from his illness, but his presence and his eyes were stronger than any army. He saved our lives when nobody else could. Ali, when asked about what he had done, simply said, "They don't owe me anything. I only did what a brother should do." A trembling man walked into a dictatorship and walked out with 15 lives. That is a different kind of terrifying. George Foreman said in 2016, "Calling Ali the greatest boxer is actually an understatement. He was larger than boxing, larger than anything. He was the greatest man I ever met in my life." Who do you think deserves the next story? Drop your answer in the comments below. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to support us. Thank you so much.